Ooh, 54.9. That's a lot of alcohol. Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we have a wonderful Bowmore here on my cask. It's called Springtide. And I said, well, one of those many no-age whiskies from Bowmore. Yeah, just have a video and it's gone. And then I had a look at the price. Oh, a hefty price. Around 200 to 250. That's a lot for a whiskey without an age statement. Well, it has 54.9 ABV. That's a lot. It's matured in Oloroso sherry casks. Well, no age statement. Springtide. What's springtide? Springtide is when the sun and the moon are on the same side of the earth. Then their gravity act on the moving water of the oceans on the earth and bring a high tide. And during this springtide, the legendary vaults #1 of Bowmore, where all the old casks and also the legendary Black Bowmore, which I tasted here, matured for long years, for more than 40 years, then those vaults are well below the water. And to celebrate that the water is not flowing over into the vaults, this whiskey is called Springtide. That's a story, tell a story, yeah. And you see here those circles of planetarians, sun circles and whatever. Oops. Distilled during the springtide, when the earth and sun and moon are all aligned and matured in the finest Oloroso sherry cask Bowmore, Springtide is intensely powerful yet beautifully balanced. I say nothing to this. Okay. Non-chill filtered. And this is magnetic. Something in the back? Yes. When powers combine, just as the tides are governed by the moon, Islay is ruled by the elements. Bowmore Springtide shows what can be achieved when the two come together. The highest tide of all, caused by the orbital alignment of the earth, sun and moon, the springtide, has a special significance for Bowmore. There are two different springtides. One where the moon and the sun are on the same side, and one where the sun and moon are on different sides. If there were ever a time for a legendary #1 vaults below sea level to be engulfed by the ocean, this would be it. Yet somehow the maturation warehouses remains. Behind the walls, thick stone walls, Bowmore's precious spirit is poured into the finest first and second fill Oloroso sherry butts, so we have first and second fill. Over the years, these contribute a wonderful richness and deep color. It's as though the contents of the cask have absorbed some of the powerful energies outside. Matured in hand-selected Spanish Oloroso sherry casks, this beautiful, rich expression of Bowmore abounds in chocolate and sticky figs, which balance perfectly against the classic sea salt peatiness. The palate, rich in treacle toffee and raisins, meets dark sherry with a lingering, smoky finish. Magnetic, and here is the bottle. Bowmore established 1779, one of the very old ones. Everything the same, and on the back it said artificially colored. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Some smokiness, some sherry. The smokiness of a whiskey comes from the peat smoke with which the malt is dried before it is used for producing the malt whiskey. And the longer the whiskey matures in the cask, the more the phenols and the others smoky compounds are oxidized and lose their aromatic, their stinky peatiness. But more and more complex aromas arise. When this whiskey is powerful smoky, then it will be young. If the smokiness is, well, converted into complex aromatic aromas, then this whiskey will be older. Have a look, and we see what they have done to these casks, if it's young or old. Ooh, 54.9. That's a lot of alcohol, so I have to dilute it. Lots of sherry, fruity sherry, not that sweet alcohol. Smokiness, well, it doesn't lose out, no. Smokiness, but not that intense. Bowmore has typically a peat level of around 35. This is a lot less than these other stinky malts from Isla's south coast. But it's still impressive smoky comparable to others from the highlands, which are not smoky at all. So this is more mature. The smokiness has gone down significantly. And there is more complex aroma now. The figs and plums and raisins and all those dark oxidized fruits are there. So this whiskey has old whiskies in. I can't tell you how many old and how many young, new ones. It's very complex, very pleasant, demanding. Yeah, and because it had such a high ABV, I will reduce it to just below 50. Yeah, 48. More fruits coming up. Going over to oranges, a little bit of citrus. That shows some younger components. Vanilla, caramel. And I'm missing the spiciness from the oak, from the sherry casks. So either this whiskey is not that old, so that the tannins and the spicy aromas haven't gone over from the sherry cask, or they used sherry cask manufactured from American white oak. Either the one or the other. A little bit of vanilla, caramel, dark fruits. Intense sherry smokiness. Not young. No. I'm looking for this youngness. No. So this is a wonderful, round, complex, mature Bowmore, and Yeah, have a second one. Fruity and mouth-watering with a second sip. Even stronger than before. Well, now we have to discuss if this whiskey is worth this money. 200, 250. Quite expensive for a no-age statement whiskey. Well, if you do not have to count money, this is the right one for you. If you have to count money, I think there are others from Bowmore, like the 15-year-old Darkest or the 18-year-old, that will bring you, well, a similar expression, not identical, but a similar expression, as well rewarding as this one. But if you're a collector, it's a must to have this bottle. I can't tell you if this is constantly available in the future or if this is just a one-time bottling. No idea. Yeah, I like Bowmore very much because the peat smoke is not that dominant. It brings you this complexity, and if it's mature like this one, the peat smoke is converted into more complex aromas. Yeah. Mouth-watering, full, intense. A little bit of oakiness in the back, now appearing. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Still more to come. And if you have questions, please ask them on our vlog on Whisky.